Right now, your engine is wearing itself to death from the inside, and the one compound that stops it permanently costs $3, fits in your palm, and has been sitting on hardware store shelves since before your parents were born. Engine builders know about it. Machine shops know about it. The men who rebuild racing engines for a living have been quietly applying it for 70 years. But the moment you walk into a dealership or a repair shop, not one person behind that counter will mention its name. Because if they did, the $4,000 engine rebuild you're being steered toward disappears. And so does their invoice. The automotive service industry in the United States alone generates over $116 billion a year. A significant portion of that revenue is built on a single, repeatable failure: camshaft wear. It is not dramatic. It does not happen overnight. It is a slow, invisible process. And by the time your check engine light flickers or your mechanic tells you there's irregular valve timing, the damage has already been compounding for years. The average camshaft replacement job runs between $500 and $3,000 at a dealership. A full engine rebuild because of advanced lobe wear, that's $4,000 to $8,000, sometimes more. And the shops that perform these jobs know with absolute certainty that most of this damage was preventable. They know because the solution exists. It always has. You were simply never supposed to find out about it, but that changes today. By the time this is over, you will know exactly what this compound is, where it comes from, why it works at a molecular level, and precisely how to apply it yourself in under 10 minutes. You will never look at an engine rebuild estimate the same way again. And stay with me, because toward the end, I'm going to show you the single most common mistake people make when using this method. It is a mistake that can actually accelerate the very damage you're trying to prevent. Most people who find this solution still make that error. You won't. And this is where it gets interesting, because the story of this compound does not begin in a garage. It begins in 1953, in the middle of the American post-war industrial boom, when engine technology was advancing faster than the metallurgy could keep up. Engineers at the time were pushing camshaft lobe profiles harder than ever before. Higher lift, more aggressive ramps, greater spring pressures. And they kept running into the same catastrophic problem. Under extreme pressure, the microscopic oil film between a camshaft lobe and a lifter would collapse. Metal would contact metal. And within hours, sometimes minutes, the lobe surface would begin to pit, flatten, and fail. The engineers who cracked this problem were not working for an automaker. They were working in the industrial lubricants sector, developing compounds for high-pressure metal forming, stamping, pressing, drawing. In those processes, two metal surfaces are forced together under pressures that no conventional oil film can survive. The solution they developed was a zinc-based compound, specifically a paste containing zinc dialkyl dithiophosphate and zinc oxide, suspended in a carrier grease. What they discovered was that under extreme localized pressure and heat, this paste does not simply lubricate, it chemically reacts with the metal surface itself, forming a sacrificial protective layer that bonds at the molecular level. The metal is no longer sliding against metal. It is sliding against a continuously self-renewing chemical barrier. Racing engine builders figured this out almost immediately. By the late 1950s, the compound was being hand-applied to camshaft lobes and lifters in NASCAR pits and drag strips across the country. Engine assemblers in Detroit's performance divisions knew about it. Machinists who built engines for the military knew about it. And quietly, without ever making it into an owner's manual or a service bulletin, it became one of the most closely guarded trade secrets in the mechanical world. The industry's incentive was simple. A worn camshaft means a return customer. A protected camshaft means a car that runs for 300,000 miles without needing a rebuild. Those two outcomes are not equally profitable. What they didn't want you to realize is that the barrier between your engine lasting 150,000 miles and lasting 400,000 miles has always been a $3 jar of paste. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you is the part the industry spent decades making sure you would never find out. The specific moment in an engine's life when camshaft wear either happens or doesn't. It is not when you're driving. It is not at highway speed. It happens in the first 17 seconds after a cold start. And once you understand why, everything else about this solution will make complete sense. The compound is zinc assembly paste, sometimes sold as cam lube, camshaft assembly lube, or zinc-based break-in lube. The active ingredient is zinc dialkyl dithiophosphate, the same family of chemistry that was once used as an anti-wear additive in conventional motor oil under the designation ZDDP. Here is why it matters. Modern motor oils, particularly those formulated after 2005 to meet catalytic converter compatibility standards, had their ZDDP content dramatically reduced. The industry made a quiet trade, longer catalytic converter life in exchange for less anti-wear protection on flat-tappet camshafts. Your engine lost its chemical shield and nobody told you. The zinc assembly paste bypasses this entirely. When you apply it directly to the camshaft lobes and lifters before assembly or during a targeted top-end treatment, it deposits a concentrated zinc compound exactly where metal-to-metal contact is most violent. Under the pressure of a lifter riding over a cam lobe, the zinc reacts with the iron surface, forming zinc sulfide and zinc phosphate compounds that are harder than the base metal beneath them. The lobe is no longer being worn, it is being armored. This is the part that took researchers decades to figure out. And the reason it works so well on cold starts specifically. During those first seconds of engine operation, oil pressure has not yet fully built throughout the system. The camshaft and lifters are running on residual oil film alone, a film that is thinner, colder, and far less protective than what circulates at operating temperature. That 17-second window is when the majority of lifetime camshaft wear occurs. The zinc paste is already bonded to the metal surface before the engine ever fires. It does not need oil pressure to do its job. It is already there. If you have found this channel valuable, consider subscribing, because what follows is the kind of information that gets quietly buried, and we intend to keep surfacing it. Here's exactly how you use it. Step 1. Identify your application. If you are assembling a new or rebuilt engine, this paste goes on before the engine ever runs. If you're treating an existing engine, you will use a ZDDP oil additive, a liquid formulation of the same chemistry, added directly to your crankcase. Both approaches work. The assembly paste is for new builds. The oil additive is for engines already in service. For this walkthrough, we will cover both. Step 2. For new engine assembly, source a zinc-based camshaft assembly lube. The most respected formulations in the industry include CompCams, Cam Install Lube, Isky Molygraph Assembly Lube, and Permatex Ultra Slick Engine Assembly Lube. All are available at automotive parts stores or online for between $3 and $12. You do not need the most expensive version. You need the one with zinc dialkyl dithiophosphate listed as an active ingredient. Read the label. Do not substitute standard grease or petroleum jelly. This is the mistake that undoes everything, and I will come back to it. Step 3. Application for assembly. Using a clean finger or a small brush, coat every camshaft lobe completely. You are looking for full, even coverage, not a thin smear, not a glob. Think of it as painting, not packing. Apply the same paste to the top of every lifter face, the flat or curved surface that contacts the cam lobe directly. On a pushrod engine, also apply it to the distributor gear if your cam drives one. Once the engine is assembled, do not wipe these surfaces down. Leave the paste exactly where it is. Step 4. For engines already in service, add a ZDDP liquid additive to your engine oil at every oil change. Products like ZDD Plus, Driven Racing Oil ZDDP additive, or Brad Penn Zinc additive are the benchmark formulations. 1 bottle per oil change, added after fresh oil goes in. The concentration in these additives is calibrated specifically to replenish what modern oil formulations removed. Do not exceed the recommended dosage. More zinc does not mean more protection above a threshold, and excess zinc compounds can foul oxygen sensors over time. Follow the bottle. Step 5, and this is the critical warning, never apply zinc assembly paste to roller lifters or modern roller follower valve train components. The chemistry is designed for flat-tappet surfaces. On roller components, the concentrated zinc can actually interfere with the hardened roller surface treatment and cause premature bearing failure inside the roller itself. Check your engine specification before applying anything. Flat-tappet camshaft. Use the paste. Roller camshaft in a running engine, use the liquid ZDDP additive in the oil, not direct application. That distinction has destroyed more than a few engines built by people who found half of this information and assumed the rest. Before you wrap up here, there is one more thing about this solution that almost nobody talks about, and it applies to engines that have already suffered early-stage cam lobe wear. Mild wear, caught before the lobe profile has visibly changed, can actually stabilize with consistent ZDDP additive use. The zinc chemistry does not just prevent further wear. It can partially fill microscopic pitting on worn lobe surfaces by depositing reaction layer material into the damaged area. It is not a restoration of original geometry. But in real-world testing by independent engine builders, engines with early lobe wear that were put on a ZDDP supplementation regimen consistently showed stabilized wear patterns at subsequent inspection, rather than the progressive deterioration seen in untreated engines. You may already have some damage. This compound may still be able to slow it to a rate that outlasts your ownership of the vehicle. Now consider the comparison in plain numbers. A ZDDP oil additive costs between $8 and $50 per bottle, 1 bottle per oil change. If you change your oil every 5,000 miles and you drive 15,000 miles per year, that is 3 bottles annually, roughly $30 to $45 per year in protection. The average camshaft replacement at a dealership costs $1,800 to $3,000 in parts and labor. A full rebuild triggered by advanced camware runs $4,000 to $8,000. The math is not complicated. For engines built before 2005 with flat-tappet camshafts, classic cars, trucks, muscle cars, older performance engines, this is not optional maintenance. It is the difference between an engine that survives and one that doesn't. And for those of you running a high-lift aftermarket cam in a performance build, the stakes are even higher. Aggressive lobe profiles generate contact pressures that exceed what any motor oil formulation on the market was designed to handle. The professionals building those engines have known this since Eisenhower was in office. The solution has not changed, only who gets to know about it has. Here's what this comes down to: a $3 paste, a chemistry that bonds directly to metal under pressure, and a suppression of that information that stretches back over 7 decades. You can apply this in under 10 minutes, and it will outlast every oil change, every gasket, every belt and hose on your vehicle. The camshaft is protected before the engine ever fires, and it stays protected through every cold start that would otherwise be grinding it down, cycle by cycle, mile by mile. But here is what you need to understand, and this is the part that goes beyond camshafts entirely. The same ZDDP chemistry that protects your cam lobes is connected to a much larger and more expensive failure mode that most engine owners never see coming until it is far too late. It involves a component deeper in the engine, subject to even higher contact pressures and almost never inspected until catastrophic failure forces the issue. The automotive service industry generates more revenue from this single failure than from camshaft work and valve jobs combined. The signs are there long before the failure. Quiet, easy to dismiss, almost never flagged at a routine service. What component is it? What does the early warning sound like? And how does zinc chemistry play into preventing it? That is a question worth sitting with, because the answer may already be happening inside your engine right now.